What is going on, YouTube? It's Dorkatron Prime. We're going to be covering a pro play game regional match. It's going to be on the left-hand side. It's going to be three Musketeers purple, played by the owner, George Machado. And then on the right-hand side, we're going to have red-yellow hybrid, EmperorGreymon, which is piloted by Camilo. So both players are very respected in their community. Both have made it to nationals, and they're going to be showcasing a great game of very creative decks. So both players did not make it to, I believe, to top 8, but one of them, or maybe both, made it to top 16. I know for sure Camilo did. Anyways, so basically how the right-hand side deck is going to be working, his mindset is going to be to recover as much as possible, but playing Atomic Inferno and playing EmperorGreymon to add in so much pressure. On the left-hand side, George Machado's game plan is basically going to be the Eismon package, going to be drawing, discarding, and then discard, also playing enough option cards to that are level 7 to make Be All Star free or cheap. So it's going to be a very interesting match. You're going to see a couple of plays, questionable plays, but you guys got to keep in mind they are both playing around their trash and the hand, because you kind of do draw a bit. The most amount of value you can get. But yeah, so you're going to be seeing here that he had to unfortunately on-play the Zephyrmon, but is keeping enough pressure to force Machado into a position where he has to move a little faster. Already having enough in trash to make a difference in the game, but you do have to see your Eismon and your Scatter Mode in trash to start getting maximum potential. There's a lot of different ways, like promote to make the Eismon swing for the same turn. Be All-Star just benefiting so much off the trashing. We're going to be able to play Geralt Swarmer, Fly Bullet, Happy Bullet Shower for free. Just there's so much setup in the trash. It's just amazing. So basically what's going to happen here is Camilo has to swing 3 times to take out his opponent and secure game. So he's going to go ahead and play a TK and Kari. Basically what TK and Kari does is if you have lower security than your opponent, you gain 2 memory. And it's a really strong card, going to be also able to let you minus 1k something on board to take out something small. On top of that, it does give you 2 memory that can stack on top of TK, putting you to 5, which would make a huge difference. Fortunately, he hits another Atomic Blaster. It's going to kill the Shademon. The Shademon is going to draw and discard, and then the Gabumon is going to draw and discard, and the Demi Marimon is going to draw and discard. So there's going to be a huge amount of drawing and a huge amount of discarding. It's going to be amazing for Machado because that's basically what his deck wants to do. Looking like he might almost be at 20 cards already in trash. So what's going to happen now is basically he's going to play an Eismon for free since he did discard it off the other Eismon. And then what would be the fastest play to be doing would probably be to start setting up for game, considering your opponent has less security than you. Probably putting out another body would help out a lot in this situation, at least. He's going to go ahead and Digivolve for 1, and then his opponent is going to go to 3 because of TK and Kari. So looking like he wanted to avoid the memory gain off the TK and Kari instead, so he's going to put his opponent to 1, and then he's going to go to 3. He's going to Digivolve into Zephyrmon. So this position is very tough for Camilo because he does play cards like Atomic Inferno, giving his hybrids +3 and +1. So he can either recover or do the damage. So there's a 50-50 chance that Zephyrmon will hit us a bigger Digimon, but since we're playing so many options and so many different types of tamers, there's a high probability she'll survive during the checks. So he's going to go ahead and hit Analog Youth. He's going to go ahead and add a BL star to hand, and then he's going to hit an Eismon. Going to be able to take out all that security and be in a better position. The scary part in this situation is giving the memory to his opponent. So he's going to go ahead and just recover, guaranteeing that the BL star doesn't get the maximum value it can. And which was the best decision in my opinion, because right now, Machado does not have game, unfortunately, and he had to get rid of that Sophimon just in case there was any other yellow megas that would interrupt his line of plays. Also, taking out the yellow Digimon guaranteed he didn't have game. So his best position would probably be to put his opponent to 1 right now. Like, probably just Digivolve for 2, or just make sure to put out another body for 2. Because as soon as you give your opponent 2, they just hybrid for game. Camilo does have more security than Machado at this moment, so he won't be gaining the 2 memory off the TK and Kari. So he's going to go ahead and Digivolve into Eismon. And he's going to go ahead and Bokumon, putting his opponent to 2. So, unfortunately, Machado does have to keep into consideration how many options of 7 he has in his trash. And if he doesn't have enough to play BL Star for 2 at this moment, he's going to be losing a lot of momentum. And unfortunately, he hits an Atomic Blaster, which was probably the worst case scenario. Again, if you hit Atomic Blaster, with you gotta swing first with your smaller bodies to get rid of Atomic Blaster's full value. And Machado could have actually had this game if he would have just swung with the smaller bodies first, considering they would have taken off a security and then the BL Star would have taken out the second one. So just because of 2 Atomic Blasters, Machado is extremely behind. So even if he played that rookie in the turn before where I mentioned it, it would have just gotten wrecked, along with the Eismon. So he's going to go ahead and play another analog to put his opponent to go to 0. Probably just searching up to see if he hits more 7s. And they're just going to go to game 2. So Camilo, overall, his security was cracked. His security was cracked and was able to overall just undermine the amount of board presence that Machado was bringing out. So it is going to go to game 2. We just have to be looking out. The best thing probably in this situation for Machado is to make the body slightly bigger just to make sure that Atomic Blaster doesn't get its full value, or to just order it correctly and swing and play the Digimon after like an initial swing. Avoiding Atomic and Blasters is impossible, especially when you're not prepared for it. All right, so they're going to be jumping into game 2. Flamemon is going to be Digivolved on the right-hand side, and he's going to play a TK. Oh, looking like he only had 1 target for the ad, unfortunately. So this deck does kind of suffer when you TK and you don't see a yellow. It's going to happen because of the amount of different colors you're playing. You're playing white, red, and yellow. So you're gonna go ahead and play. He's gonna go ahead and play analog to start setting up his trash. Have the Eismon in the back and play a Gazimon for 3, making sure his opponent cannot gain memory off cards like Pokemon. A Gazimon and he's gonna go ahead and play a TK and Kari. He's gonna go ahead and swing. With the Eismon, unfortunately, the Eismon is not going to die. This is the biggest thing that it needs to do. He's gonna draw and discard because for the Gabumon, and so the Eismon not dying isn't the worst thing because there's so many different things you can try to do to get max value, like Death Claw, or the other level 1 options that pop a Digimon just to get maximum effects. So he's gonna go ahead and pop the Eismon with calling. Add 2 cards back to his hand and draw 3, discard 2. He's going to be able to play 1 Eismon. And then he's going to draw and discard for the Demon Miramon. He's going to play Gazi and put his opponent at 3. But since he has TK Kari, he's going to be going to 5 like I was talking about earlier. This is probably the best possible tamer setup to have. Oh, he's going to Zoe and hit a hybrid and be able to add a Jet Selfie. He's going to go ahead and swing in security and hit a Digimon and die. And alright. So he's going to go ahead and Digivolve into a Zephyrmon and then into a Jet Selfie. Going to recover 1. Putting his opponent at 1 here is probably really strong considering that BL Star is still not cheap, and any like purple option right now would be giving him like 6 memory, and then the TK Kari giving him an extra 2 if he swings that turn. He's just gonna go ahead and play the Mad just to make sure. Just to make sure that if he was basically stalled there because he didn't want to put his opponent to 5 that turn. Alright, so Pokemon's just going to go ahead and add a hybrid and a tamer. And he's going to Digivolve into looking like he wanted to take that back. He's going to play Neemon. Neemon, actually a really good rookie that people are kind of overlooking. It's not as strong as Pokemon, but in decks where you're expecting your hybrids to die, you play a tamer for free. On top of that, when you play Neemon, you get to play a tamer from your hand. It's actually a really strong card. I want to see more of it. But we're just going to have to see. Alright, this is going to go ahead and raise out with the Gabumon and Digivolve into an Eismon. Try to set up more Eismons or probably just set up the trash to nuke the board with a Geralt Swarmer. Atomic Blaster again in security. Just straight killing everything. So that was probably the worst thing that he could see in security again. He's going to play Calling to add back 2 things to his hand, then draw and discard. Most definitely going to be adding back the Eismons. And unfortunately, since he has more security at this point, Machado will be giving him, putting him to 5 because of the TK Kari and the TK. The best case scenario for Machado in that situation would have been to swing with the Eismon. The Eismons die. He draws 3, discards 2, discards Eismon, and then promotes over the for the 4th check. But unfortunately was not able to get to that position. So he's going to go ahead and play a BL Star and put his opponent to 8 because of the TK Kari, and now he played Geralt Swarmer. But damn, that was a very unfortunate position for that was a very unfortunate security check again by Machado. So he's going to go ahead and swing with the champion. Going to swing with the Zephyrmon. Going to survive that check, which is another huge problem for Machado. He's going to Digivolve in the back. Going to Digivolve into Jet Sophie just to recover and to get a draw, putting Machado in a worse position. And then playing a Wyvern's Breath just to get rid of that BL Star. Man, that amount of pressure was crazy. Camilo did it not looking like he had another hybrid, the Digivolve or the EmperorGreymon to finish the game. So just taking it slow looks like the best way to go. He's going to hard drop another BL Star, but this time he might be putting his opponent to 10. He's going to nail bone. And he's basically playing a champion and a Ghazi. Oh, it was enough memory to not pass the turn. So going to be swinging with the promote. Damn, when Camilo Wyvern's Breath the BL Star, just guaranteeing that Zephyr doesn't die from swinging, was a very unfortunate position. And he has the EmperorGreymon in hand. Machado not being able to get rid of everything. EmperorGreymon basically digivolves over Takuya for free due to just putting any color hybrid under the sources. So as long as Camilo has 5 yellow hybrids, he's able to go into the Emperor for game. But yeah, very excellent game between them two. Camilo did sack a bit much, having 3 atomic blasters between 2 games in security, which is huge. But you do recover that much as well. So it is a possibility he didn't start with it, he just recovered it, which was unfortunate. Well, guys, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And remember, we brick by nature.